distinction there. What could priests do concerning proper dress at Mass, when people come up to receive Holy Communion and how they're dressed and so forth? Well, okay, look, I'll tell you what. In the old days, I can tell you what they did. I'll never forget it. I was about 6, 7 years old, and we lived in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I'll never forget it. And we had an old priest from Italy, and this would have been probably in the early mid-1950s maybe. And short shorts had come in as a style at that time. Well, God help us, some poor young woman walked into Sunday Mass with short shorts. And Father Pasquale, now I wouldn't have done that, and I think he shouldn't have done it like that. I would have tried to be more sensitive, but God, he just consigned her to the flames of hell forever and ever. I mean, it was awful. Now, there's a way to do it. Now, is modesty in dress something? Yes, it's something we should be concerned with. I don't get, and maybe I'm wrong on this. Now, immodest dress has no place in church. I totally agree with you on that. I mean, that got no place. I mean, I've seen extraordinary ministers of the Eucharist, honestly, in parish. You know, I'm always a guest. Wherever I go, I'm a guest. I have no authority anywhere in the church. I mean, I'm a priest. I can have authority to preach or whatever, but I don't have any authority in a local church. I'm always a guest. So, you know, the situation is what it is when I show up, and there's not much I can do about it. And I've been celebrating Mass on Sunday and have, you know, when the Eucharistic ministers come up for communion, God, I've had women come up there and you wonder, what is she thinking? How can she be? And I'm not talking borderline either. I'm talking ridiculous. It's embarrassing. And you know, everybody's looking at her in the whole church. I mean, think. What do you want to be an occasion for sin? Are you crazy? Think. I mean, fashions can provoke impurity. Now, that's not a profound statement. You know, that's pretty simple right there. So, should we be concerned about it? Sure. Now, look, I'm not a Puritan, or I know, okay, kids, they don't mean to do anything evil, you know, they're not thinking they're going to subvert them. Nobody consciously leaves the house thinking, oh, I'm going to subvert the morals of everyone in church this morning. I think that would be a fine thing to do. No, people don't do that. You know, they don't think. Now, often kids don't think. Parents have an obligation to help them think and to form their thinking. Once again, I don't blame the parents. If you're too weak to keep your daughter from wearing a miniskirt at Holy Mass, then by golly, you know, you got a problem. You know, you got to stop that. So it's very important. Now, on the other hand, I don't think you have to wear formal attire necessarily to Mass. You know, I mean, it would seem like, hey, well, we're coming to receive Jesus. I mean, yes, we are. But I don't get it, you know, hey, I'm in Florida now, you know, or when I'm in California and in the middle of the summer and it's hot and people wear, you know, casual clothes. That doesn't bother me. You know, I don't get carried away with that kind of thing. And thank God they're here. You know, I mean, thank God they're here. I'm not going to say, well, brother, I think, you know, you better go see Brooks Brothers because, you know, you're not dressed appropriately. I think it is nice when people dress well to go to church. I do. But the only thing that bothers me, to be honest with you, is immodest dress. I don't think there's any place.